Big Ten.
Well, Coach, just talk a little bit about Will Nolan's play out there in left field and the momentum it gave you going into that bottom of the ninth inning.
Well, that was huge. I mean, and I think he probably still would have gotten him, but the fact that the runner didn't tag and actually cost him about a step or so. But Will did exactly what he was supposed to do, make an accurate throw to the plate. And yeah, I do think that gave a little momentum because they were one runner at second, nobody, and not get that run in. So that was a big, disheartening play for them and an uplifting play for us. So we needed it. Just picked one up sloppily.
Just talking about all the defensive struggles that we've had and talked about throughout this entire year. How big is just a play like that, knowing that you can make a good defensive play in the clutch?
Well, awesome. I mean, it's an awesome thing, but he shouldn't have been there. We make an error and we pass ball and he's a second. But that's what we're going to have to do because I think we are who we are. We're going to do some crazy things defensively, and what we've got to do, what he did, is we got to pick each other up in spite of that. So I think that's, I'm proud of him for that. I think he feels good about that we just found a way to get it done in spite of the ugliness of the ninth inning.
Have you seen that before from him in practice? I mean, did you know he could make
yeah. No, he's got a very, very strong, accurate arm, our strongest arm in the outfield. It was just a perfect play. I mean, it was a line drive. The guy, he actually cost himself a step by not getting back quick enough. So, perfect scenario for the Hoosiers to gun him at the plate.
Do you find it ironic at all that you guys sort of won, on that play, a solid fundamental play, and they sort of lost on a fundamental play?
Find it ironic and enjoyable because we've been on the other end of those plenty of times. But when you get in a Big Ten, all the games are going to be close, and it's going to come down to who executes when the game is on the line. Today we did, today they didn't, but the thing you got to do in baseball is put that aside and now regroup and go get tomorrow.
How big was Basil's hit to start that thing? I mean, after he has an error in the ninth and goes down 0-2 to hang in there and.
No, that was huge. He swung the bat well all day, I thought, and he's an upperclassman. That's what they're supposed to do is go out and lead the way for us. So that was huge. I felt like if we could get that leadoff guy on, given what happened in the last half, there's a good chance the Hoosiers were going to score.
Last time you guys were out here, Donato pitched here. He didn't have the greatest day. He obviously had a good one out in Illinois. How much is he kind of filling into that Friday role at this point?
Yeah, the outing that you saw the last time, that's not him. I mean, he wasn't as sharp as he usually is today, but that shows you how good he is at 7 innings and only 2 earned runs. But we ask a lot of him on that Friday, and I'll feel comfortable running that kid out against any team in the country on a Friday because he's competitive, and even with his not good stuff, he holds a very good Michigan State team with 2 runs and 7. So he's our go-to guy for sure. There's nobody going to change that.
Coach, in the top of the ninth, you had Matt Dearden warming up in the bullpen. You went to the mound to visit with Johnny Hoffman. What did you tell him out there, and why did you decide to leave him in?
Well, the decision at that point, the first part of that, we talked about what we were going to do bunt defense-wise, where everybody's supposed to be, go over that stuff. But also, I left him in because, my opinion, my thought is he's a better defensive pitcher on a bunt. So it was a bunting situation. We thought they would go ahead and lay it down. Ultimately, we got out of that. But it was basically to allow him, the better fielding pitcher, to hopefully get the lead out at third base.
How good was he in just getting out of situations today? Hoffman was in a couple.
Yeah, he's been actually good all year. I mean, he's a ground ball guy, and with all the guys on base, we just thought that's our best chance to get a ground ball, double play, do something. And Penn State, same thing. He had bases loaded in the bottom ninth. So he's used to it. He's mature. It doesn't faze him. He didn't have his best outing and performance today, but you could see he didn't change. He just kept chucking strikes and let things happen behind him.
Early on in the game, drew 4 walks off the starting pitcher, had only 8 walks coming into this game. Talk a little bit about your team's patience at the plate and their approach.
You guys had a better look, certainly from behind, but you could see that ball was really down. I think he makes his living. He's very effective on getting people to get themselves out, which is swinging balls down the zone. And that was the thing that we really hammered our kids with the past couple of days, is to lay off the ball down, make him throw strikes, because if he elevates, we'll hit him. And so I think that had as much to do with it as anything.
Coach, can you talk about how big this series is for you guys moving forward and what it's like to get the first win?
Well, it's huge. I mean, it takes a little bit of the pressure off, but what we have to do is we haven't won on a Saturday yet in the Big Ten, so we got to not rest on our laurels and get ourselves in their position to do that. But we talked yesterday at practice. This is, to me, that weekend, especially with us being off next week, it's a pivotal weekend. It's the halfway point for the Big Ten season, and I think things will start to separate itself a little bit, not just with us, but with all the teams around the Big Ten. And Michigan State, mark my words right now, is going to be in it at the end. So, it's anytime you can beat them, and certainly on a Friday, pressure's on them now. So that was big.
Coach, would you characterize today's game as more of like a purist game, kind of old school baseball?
I would characterize it as a typical Big Ten Friday game where there's not a lot of hitting. It comes down to execution, and the smallest of things is going to separate that. But the purist in me would like to see a little bit cleaner play from the Hoosiers.
All right, well, thanks a lot, Skip. Go get them tomorrow.